If you work a desk job and you feel like you're constantly tight, your energy's tanked, you have no muscle, and you're gaining tons of fat, even though you don't even eat that much, it's not just in your head. Sitting all day literally rewires your body, both biomechanically and hormonally, to be stiffer, fatter, and shittier. Yeah. It's true though. Sitting all day long literally rewires your body both biomechanically and hormonally to be weaker, stiffer, and more stressed. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how sitting for 8+ hours a day is ruining your body and how doing the right types of strength training can actually help you to completely reverse it. So let's start with the biomechanics of sitting. What is actually happening in our body when we sit down for prolonged periods of time? So when we sit for hours and hours, our hips stay at a 90-degree angle, which means that our hips are in a flexed position, and this causes the hip flexors to be chronically shortened and become tight. On the other side, we actually have our glutes, which are chronically lengthened, and they basically turn off in a way. They become less active. Over time, this can lead to our pelvis actually being pulled forward into what's called anterior pelvic tilt. And this is what actually causes a lot of lower back pain and tight hip symptoms for people that work a desk job. Your upper body also does something very similar, with our shoulders rounding forward, our pectorals become tight, our traps become tight, our mid back becomes weak, and we start to have that leaned forward, rounded shoulder posture, which has come to be known as text neck or desk worker neck. Over months and months and years, this actually compounds and becomes your default position and your default biomechanics. So even when you're walking, standing, doing anything else, all of these patterns come into play. And the end result of this is really just poor biomechanics. So you have really poor movement patterns when it comes to moving optimally in the way that humans should move. And in relation to strength training and or sports, we have less muscle activation in key areas like the glutes, and we also have higher levels of tension in things like the hip flexors and the traps. So you're just not gonna feel as great when you're moving about and living your daily life. On top of all of this, we're very sedentary, meaning we're not moving a lot, which is not great for the joints. So there's not a lot of motion and lotion for the joints throughout the day, as well as our metabolism takes a hit. Our metabolism slows down because we're moving less and we're not actually using our body as much during the day. But it's not just your muscles and joints that take a hit, it's also your hormones. With a decrease in metabolism and decrease in movement, we actually have an increase of cortisol. We're also not getting things like the BDNF from exercise and or the endorphin release from exercise, which is great for our joints and our overall body feeling really, really good. With the lack of movement and the increase of cortisol in the body, this can actually lead to a dampening effect on things like growth hormone and testosterone, which are two of the hormones specifically in men as well, that help us keep and build a good amount of muscle mass. That dampening effect, along with the lack of movement and lack of metabolism, also leads to insulin issues, specifically insulin sensitivity issues. We actually become more insulin resistant, meaning that we can't process the carbohydrates we're taking in as effectively, and this leads to excess body fat, specifically around the belly area. So when we have high cortisol, we have insulin sensitivity issues, we get more belly fat around the midsection, and this is where the desk worker posture or the desk worker physique really comes into play, right? We have the rounded shoulders, the forward neck posture, that nice pot belly, and lower back pain, etc. And that is not what we want. But not to worry, because there is an answer to all of this, and that answer is quality strength training, more quality movement throughout the week, and of course, yes, focusing on high quality nutrition practices. These three things will help you to rectify any sort of issues you have with desk posture or having excess body fat, even if you've been working at a desk for years. So firstly, I want to address the strength training. Strength training is fundamental to you actually getting your body back, because what we're really doing is we're trying to fight a losing battle. If my chest is rounded forward all day and my pecs are tight and my back is weak, I want to actually do twice as much rowing or pulling movements as pushing movements, because I don't want to exacerbate having an even tighter chest or tighter shoulders. So for most desk workers, for the upper body, you want to do a lot of rows, a lot of upper back work, a lot of glutes, a lot of hamstrings, and basically the whole posterior chain of your body. The posterior chain is basically the backside of your body. So for the lower half of the body, things like Romanian deadlifts, glute bridges, single leg glute bridges, all fantastic for training the hamstrings and glutes. Also like leg curls, prone leg curls, seated leg curls, etc. You want to get strong glutes, strong hamstrings for sure if you work at a desk. And then on top of the rows, I would say things like band pull-aparts, external rotations for the shoulder to strengthen your shoulder external rotation, lots of single arm work as well, especially because most people are going to have a dominant arm and a non-dominant arm, and you want to try to equalize that as much as possible. I see a lot of this with clients that are desk workers. They'll have a mouse hand, and that hand will usually be a little more rounded forward than the other one. So there may need to be a little bit more release work and or strength work to do on that side, just to make sure that we're evening out both sides and getting you as symmetrical as possible. There's no such thing as perfect. I always tell it to my clients. No person is 100% symmetrical. It's just not going to happen. But we want to try to get as close to symmetrical as we possibly can. We actually do have a full posture workout on this channel that we already filmed. So if you want to check that out, it has a lot of fantastic mobilization techniques and exercises you can do to work on posture. So I'll link that up here on the page via a card, and you guys can go check that out. And then in terms of strength training on the hormonal side, obviously when we lift heavy weights, we're gonna be boosting metabolism. We're going to be increasing our insulin sensitivity, so we're gonna have a better response to carbohydrates. We're also going to help to boost growth hormone production and testosterone production, so two of those hormones that we need to build quality muscle and maintain quality muscle. So you guys are definitely going to be wanting to lift weights for those benefits. So most people that work a desk job, they either work from home where they don't have to move much at all to get to their workspace, or they sit in a vehicle on the way to work, and then they proceed to sit for most of the day. Maybe they walk around a little bit in the office, maybe they walk to lunch, but then they're back in their vehicle on the way home, and then they're sitting down in the evening watching Netflix or doing whatever it is that they do in the evening. But all in all, there's really not a lot of movement. So this is why you always hear people talk about the 10,000 steps a day or trying to get more steps in a day. It's not because there's some magic thing about 10,000 steps. It's literally just because as a modern society, we do not move enough. And we move so little that we have to put these sort of stipulations on ourselves because we have lost our daily activity level just via the automation and the way that modern society is, where we can have anything delivered, everything's done from a computer, everything is how can we make it faster, easier, and how can we move less. We need to actually now reverse engineer our own bodies and try to move more purposefully. And the last and final piece of that is obviously nutrition. The strength training is gonna be fantastic to build muscle, boost metabolism, and really strengthen your body back so you don't feel weak and achy and like garbage all day while you're sitting at your desk. But the nutrition also plays a massive role in that. And especially if you're trying to lose body fat, this is probably the number one thing you should focus on is types of foods that you're eating, protein quantity, how much water are you having in a day, and also fiber intake. Obviously, a caloric deficit is going to be the main way in which we lose body fat, but also nutrients, fiber, and water are really, really important for our overall health. So for men, we need at least around 35 to 40 grams of fiber every single day. Women, that's a little bit less, maybe 28 to 30, but you need fiber, and most people just don't get enough fiber in their day. Water is another one where people just tend to not drink enough water. For women, it should be around 3 liters, men around 4 liters a day. And that is going to keep you feeling really, really good, really hydrated, and keep things downstairs working properly. So for reference, 3 liters is about 12 glasses of water a day, and 4 liters is about 16. But keep in mind, this is throughout the entirety of the day. This is Thomas. This is Thomas here. Yes. Keep in mind that's throughout the entirety of the day, and you do get water from other sources, not just the water you're consuming through glasses of water. A couple of quick and easy ways you can get more fiber in is things like high fiber toast, eating lots of fruits and vegetables. So I love to do berries, or I love to do things like zucchinis. You gotta get over here.
Oh, the reflection. Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Wait, if I can get, oh, There. Oh, yeah, there. They love that.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
So just for a couple ideas for high fiber foods, you could go with a high fiber toast or bread. You could also go with things like nuts and legumes. Things like chia seeds are really high in fiber, almonds, flaxseed. Avocados are actually extremely high in fiber, as well as berries. So blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, all really, really good sources of fiber. And then of course, other fruits and vegetables as well. On the vegetable side, things like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, you know, any vegetable really is gonna have some fiber, but there are some that have more. So those are definitely gonna be good ones to go for. So yeah, just a quick recap on that. If you want to change your desk posture, you wanna change your life around completely, then those three things are gonna be super, super crucial. And my kind of game plan for you to get there is gonna be to do exactly this. So on the strength training side, I want you to do 3 to 4 full body strength training workouts per week with a focus on the posterior chain. So that being your upper back, your glutes, your hamstrings. Those should be a higher priority for you in the beginning than training like your chest and your quads, etc., because those are already going to be tight from sitting all day. Secondly, yes, I do want you to move more. So I want you to get a walking pad and or just start to walk more on a regular basis. The walking pad is really good because you can take it home and you can just put it in front of your TV and you could walk for 2 hours while you watch your favorite Netflix show. And it makes it very easy and achievable for most people to do. If you work at home, you can also just go on the walking pad while you're working and get even more steps in this way. So it makes it really easy. Then you don't have any excuses for not walking because you have access to it anytime, any weather, and from the comfort of your own home. Lastly is just working on your nutrition. For most clients, the beginning is focusing on protein intake, water intake, and overall quality of their nutrition. So looking at fixing one meal at a time, I usually get people to go for breakfast first. Make sure you have a high protein meal. Make sure there's fiber in that meal. So it could be berries, it could be some sort of a vegetable. Usually root vegetables go better in the morning, like sweet potato. But make sure that you have something in your breakfast that has high fiber, and make sure that we are getting that somewhere between 12 to 16 glasses of water per day. Depending on your size, that can fluctuate. For protein, pretty simply, if you just take your body weight and multiply it by 1, that can be a good metric. But say you're somebody that's 300 plus pounds, that's not necessarily going to be the best way to go. Nobody's really eating 300 plus grams of protein on a regular basis, at least most people. So you would take your target body weight and multiply that by 1, and that would be your grams of protein per day. You could also take your target body weight and multiply it by as little as 0.7, and you would still be in a good range for your protein per day. Case in point, as an example, if I weighed 180 pounds, I could just eat 180 grams of protein per day, and that would be totally fine. If I weighed 300 pounds, but I wanted to be 220, I could eat 220 grams of protein per day, and that would still give me more than enough protein for what my needs were. Even if I was down at 180, that would still probably be okay, and you can build up to it, as I've said in other videos before. So there it is, that is the truth. Your desk job physique, it's not permanent. You just need to make some lifestyle tweaks and have the right inputs to make sure that you're taking care of your body long term and undoing some of the damage that constant sitting has done to your body. So if you found this video useful or interesting, please make sure to give the video a like, as it does help the algorithm push this out to more people. As well as if you want to subscribe to the channel, we do release more content like this every single month. And we want to make sure that you guys are getting a fit and healthy lifestyle together for absolutely free from the comfort of your own home. We want to help you do that. We've got tons of videos on the channel that go from nutrition to full workouts to everything in between. And then down below, you'll see some links. If you join the Enzolo Strength newsletter, you'll actually get access to our 4-day-a-week beginner strength series workout program, which is perfect for anybody just starting their strength training journey or has been on a hiatus. I'm not going to spam you a bunch, but I do occasionally send out some information on strength training, nutrition, some useful and pertinent information that you can use on your own strength and fitness and fat loss journey. So if you're interested in that, sign up for the newsletter down below, as well as all my other links are there. If you want to work with me one-on-one downtown Vancouver or online, you can find that there as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video, and have a blessed day.